I'm so excited for us.
This is an exciting day.
It's an exciting day,
It is
guys.
for your ears anyway.
Oh, the glory.
The bzzz is
Yeah,
gone.
so we started with some hand-me-down mics,
We
and
did.
now we have upgraded
Yeah.
to the fancy podcaster
Yes.
mic. Very excited, and there's no, like, static in my ear anymore,
Okay.
which was
Mine's doing a little dance, though. Do you see it? He's like,
girl, because I think your swing arm is a little
it's
busted.
holding on for its dear life,
It
is what it's
is, it's
doing.
really
It's
hanging
doing a
on for
little
dear
ditty, it's a
Mhm.
little swing to it, but that's all right.
Okay, so today's episode is, I thought healing would be less messy. So I
Mhm.
think sometimes when we are on a healing journey, we think it's going to look one way. It's going to be
Mhm.
like aesthetic and it's going to
Oh my
be a
god. It's
vibe.
gonna be your best era yet.
It was going to feel like soft and calm and like
Yes.
a little
It's
Pinteresty,
it's gonna be how
like a mood board.
you envision yourself after every breakup. You're like, "This is the new me, and this is the one he
Yeah.
is gonna can't believe he let go." Like, that's how you
Her
feel when you
skin is
Yes.
glowing. She is living.
Every outfit looks amazing. Yes,
Yes.
that is the healing era in which we go into when we think about, I'm gonna go to counseling. I'm gonna go to
Mhm.
therapy. I'm gonna start working on me. It's gonna be
Me for
beautiful.
me. Me for me.
Mhm.
So that was what we thought in our head. And then instead we got crying after setting a boundary, questioning half of my
Right.
relationships.
And my life.
Yeah. Random grief on a
Mhm.
completely normal
Yes.
Tuesday. Uh, Feeling peaceful for 3 minutes and then immediately overthinking it.
Yeah. Speaking of, do you have a favorite day for therapy?
Well, I go to therapy on Friday.
Yeah. So don't you, if you've been in therapy before, you start to become very meticulous about your therapy day, don't you think?
Yeah, I go Friday afternoon, which
Oh
a
my
lot of
gosh.
people think is like psychotic
No.
because they're like, how do you schedule anything? I'm like, I just schedule around it. I've been doing it for
Oh no.
years.
Fridays, I think Thursday, Friday, Mondays are the best days.
What would you do?
So in the past, it was Monday, not my favorite, but it was like a weekend breakdown. Like you could like discuss the weekend and like kind of go through it. But no, Thursday. I'm a big Thursday. What are you playing with?
I'm trying to turn up the gain
I don't even know what that
to
means.
gain this
I'm
with
always
my
trying to turn up
shoe.
the gains. Let's just go with it. Let's like, yep,
Okay.
in any way in my life. But yeah,
Okay.
Thursdays were like Thursdays was like a good day. And so when my clients, what?
Lean in.
Am I not in the frame?
Lean in more.
I'm trying.
We got to lean in more. Now we have these fancy mics. We could do it.
Oh Jesus.
I believe in us.
I swear this is really like I think it's gonna fall. But that's okay.
We'll hold it
Um
up with our
but anyway,
shoe and duct tape.
my hard money day for like what I think the best day there I think is Thursday afternoon.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
That's
I
my
could see
I'm
that.
gonna stand by it.
Okay. I'm into it.
Mhm.
Okay. I dig it. So, really, no one really told us that healing sometimes looks like emotional construction with no warning signs. So, today we are going to cover the myth of healing, why it feels messy, how it changes relationships, grief. How do we know if healing is working? And then we're going to give you a fancy tool
Mhm.
to go with.
Love the tips.
Yeah. Okay, so we think that healing often equals peace,
Mhm.
soft mornings,
Yeah.
birds chirping, deep breaths, and unbothered energy. But essentially, healing disrupts systems
Mhm.
that were built around the old you.
Right.
You are very familiar with this. You have
Mhm.
talked to me a lot about this,
Mhm.
about people kind of banking on you being an old version of
Yes.
yourself,
Yeah.
right? The one that
Mhm.
it has overfunctioned,
Yep.
over accommodated,
Mhm.
enabled, people please,
Yeah.
all of that stuff. And so those are systems that get built around
Mhm.
our old way of like
Yes.
surviving in the world.
And then there's expectations that people have that you will be the same person that you have always been. And that is one of the most difficult things about therapy is not only realizing that you've built a system like that,
Hmm.
but dismantling it for other people who have expectations that you will continue to be that person. I always say if you're the first person in the office every day to start the coffee, you will forever be the coffee maker. Unless one day you walk in and say, I guess we're just not having coffee today because I'm
Yep.
not doing it. I've
Yeah.
done it for 10 years
Yeah.
and I refuse. But that's a really hard system to break. And
You know,
that's kind of what therapy is like.
motherfucking expectations. And as we know, expectations are just premeditated resentments. I'm
Mhm.
about to resent
Yep.
you. You and I both don't even know.
That's right.
But so when you stop over functioning, to your point,
Mhm.
making the coffee every day, someone else has to function or
Yes.
not,
Yeah.
in your
Yeah.
example. And when you stop people pleasing, someone else
Mhm.
feels uncomfortable.
Mhm.
And when you stop shrinking yourself, the room shifts.
Mhm.
So healing is not always peaceful because it is often inconvenient and
Yes.
it's supposed to be
Yeah.
inconvenient.
Yeah. And growth itself is messy.
It is, and
right?
it's loud.
It's and if you like growth is messy in your whole historical development. Puberty is messy and going through those awkward teenage years are messy. And mental health wise, if you're going to make some real change, it's messy. It's going to be messy at first. It's not going to stay messy, but it is going to look messy at first.
Yeah, so why does healing feel loud? And why do I feel like I'm more emotional now than I
Mhm.
ever was before? So, if chaos feels normal,
Yeah.
calm feels suspicious.
Yeah.
So, if you were the fixer, not fixing feels wrong. Or if you always said yes, saying no feels wrong. And so, when we do that, my anxiety is spiking. And I'm like, I thought I was doing the right thing. Why do I feel like shit? So, when things start to stabilize, your body goes, why is it quiet? Should we be worried? Do I need to brace for something about to
Mhm.
happen?
Yeah.
And so you're not regressing, you're just adjusting to unfamiliar safety. And that can feel loud and
Mhm.
disorienting.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean it's wrong. And I think a lot of times we do this, like, that's why we say feelings aren't facts, because
Mhm.
we're like, it feels wrong. It must be
Right.
wrong. And it's like, no, no, hold up.
Yeah.
It's just different.
Mhm. Yeah. And that's a lot of times where we do work in therapy where you talk about the difference between feeling a feeling and acting on a feeling,
Hmm.
right? Sometimes we just need to acknowledge that something feels off. It feels intense. It feels different than it usually is, which is what we're talking about. But there isn't always an action to stop it or an action to reroute it. It's just I have to acknowledge this feels different because I'm making some sort of a change. But
Hmm.
the intensity of those feelings are okay, but they don't need to be erased. That makes sense.
Yes. All right. And also, and we got to talk about, but relationships get weird. They get weird. And this is the part you just can't romanticize it.
No.
When you change, dynamics are going to wobble,
Hmm.
right? And so all of a sudden, you might say no without a paragraph,
Hmm.
and you might stop over explaining, and you might ask more direct
Right.
questions, and you might decline to manage everyone's mood. I just want to say A plus for me. A plus.
Okay.
A plus for me.
Okay. We see
Because
you.
I
We see you.
relate to these. It'd be hard
It is
sometimes.
hard
Because
sometimes.
you know what? And I heard someone describe it this way. So you do something different and then you get this feeling. It's like anxiety. And I heard someone describe it as afterburn. And I
Hmm.
was like, oh, that's so accurate. It's just
Hmm.
going to take some time for the afterburn to get the stuff out, but it
Yes.
doesn't mean you're doing something wrong.
Right.
And I think that is innately hard because we get that feeling and we're like, oop, I feel guilty. I must be doing it
Yes.
wrong.
And in all fairness, you are changing the relationship itself,
Yes, you
right?
are. Yes, you
So,
are.
in simpler terms, let's say you're somebody who is going into recovery, right?
Hmm.
So you're working on sobriety, you're going into recovery, and you and your partner used to drink socially a great deal, and now you are no longer doing that. You're changing the scope of the relationship, even
Yep.
though you're doing everything that is best and healthy for you. The relationship dynamics are shifting. Can feel
Yeah.
messy. It can feel heavy. It can feel like I'm changing my relationship with this partner that we have had for years. You are. Doesn't make it wrong, doesn't make it unnecessary, but we do have to acknowledge the relationship changes. It feels different.
Yep, they get weird. And, suddenly you're a person that's different, or someone might say, like, you're different, or
Mhm.
you're hard to read, or you're not as easy. So those sound like those are judgments. We got to learn to take them as compliments
Mhm.
because we doing something different. If you hear one of those,
Mhm.
you are rejecting an old role that you probably should no longer be in.
Right.
And that's a good thing. So if someone says, I'm different, well, God damn it, I should be
Yes.
different.
You
I
can
hope
say,
I am. I've been working hard
you
to
know
be
what your
different.
answer is? Thank you for noticing. I'm changing. That's what you say. Thank you for noticing.
Thanks for noticing, Art.
Thanks for noticing. Oh my God. We crack each other up.
No, when I listen to these back, I'll tell
I
you
think
what.
we're hilarious.
So do I. I'm listening. I'm like smiling the whole time. I'm like, we are so
I
funny.
know. And sometimes, like, I'm doing the cuts, like, I'm doing the edits, and I'm like, we are the only people who would think that's funny, but I'm leaving it in anyway.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. So yeah, relationships get weird. And really, so when someone says you're different, you've changed.
Mhm.
Thank you. I have. Thanks for
Yes.
noticing. The translation is like, you're no longer convenient to
Mhm.
me
Yeah.
and the broken system I'm in, right? So if
Right.
I'm used to you over functioning and you stop doing that, that's kind of inconvenient for me. Now I
Yeah.
got to start
You
functioning.
used to do a lot for me, and now you're not.
Mhm.
That's
What a
upsetting to
hell.
me. And listen, that is upsetting. Yeah, it does cause some sort of discourse, but you have to stay with that. You have to stay with the change, even though it's messy.
And healing removes roles that you are unqualified for,
Mm.
right? And quitting a job can feel uncomfortable, even when it finally feels honest. And I think
Yeah.
anyone in their working life has had that experience where
Sure.
you've left something and you're like, I don't know, like,
Yeah.
was that the right
Yep.
choice? So it can be a
Mhm.
healthy change. It's
Yes.
not always a negative
Correct.
change.
Yeah. One time, um,
In band camp? No.
one time in band camp,
Yeah.
one time, it's just early on in my dating relationship, but I was doing an exercise in graduate school where we had to kind of, go over our roles and kind of figure out what roles we were taking on that maybe were not ours to take on and stuff like that. So that was on the tip of my brain. And my husband and I were having a lot of people over and we were running around. I was running around the house like crazy. And he said the thing that you should never say, which was, you really just need to calm down. And so instead of murdering him at that point, I grabbed a piece of paper, I wrote down all of the domestic chores that needed to be done before all these people came over. And I went up to him and I was like, this is all the stuff that is making me not calm. And I folded it and I ripped it in half and I gave him half and I said, I feel much calmer now. Thank you. They need to be done by
Yeah,
6.
you did, girl. Look at you
And
go.
it felt great. And he was stunned. But I was like, you're right. My role was making me anxious.
You are correct,
And
sir.
so we need to change these roles and
I
I
do
need
need
help
to
and I
be
need to
calm.
ask for help.
Yeah.
And so I'm going to give you half of these roles and I will be more calm.
Freaking love that
Yeah. I don't
story.
know that he ever said that again, which
Okay.
at some
Hopefully
point.
he done learnt.
Mhm.
Okay, so now we need to talk about the grief that no one warns you about.
Mhm.
And I think a lot of times we would not think of healing is associated with
Sure.
grief.
Yeah.
But with healing, there comes a lot of acceptance. With
Mhm.
acceptance, accepting reality as it is
Mhm.
inherently kind of comes with grief. So you are grieving how much you tolerated and what you
Mm.
called normal,
Mhm.
which you look back and you're like, damn.
Yeah.
Um, the version of you who thought that was love. Ooh, that one
Mm.
is
That is
rough.
rough.
That is rough. Um, and I was like that. I talk a lot about responsibility was my love language. That
Mm.
is how I felt like I loved people because
Mhm.
that is what I was taught. So if I
Okay.
was not responsible for you,
Mhm.
that means I didn't love you.
Oh.
So the less I was responsible, the less it meant I loved you in my little
Mhm.
wounded brain.
In that schema. That's right.
Yes. You grieve the energy you spent trying to be easier. I feel that
Mm.
one hard. You're like,
Mm.
damn, I didn't even realize how much work I was doing. No wonder I
Yes.
was so exhausted all the
Yeah.
time. I was tired.
Yep.
I was tired. And the years you were surviving instead of living. Ooh, that one
Yeah,
that
and that's
gets you.
hard because that could go to people's childhood, it could go to
Yeah.
and oftentimes, so a lot of these hit relationships. When people are out of a relationship, they go to therapy. They're like, "Man, I'm having a hard time getting over this relationship." And then they really kind of do the healing process in it, and the grief is what you don't expect. You expect to
Yes.
grieve like a breakup, like, "I don't have that person in my life anymore." You kinda go in there expecting that, but when you're in therapy, what you get to is who I became in this relationship or who I lost
Yes.
in this
Yeah.
relationship.
Ooh, yeah,
What
both.
parts of
Yeah.
me disappeared? What parts of me appeared?
Yeah.
And that is the grief. What Kate's talking about is that comes in because you're so sad when you actually take apart and look at what happened to you in a relationship.
Yeah, and the things I lost in that.
Yeah.
And you might randomly think, like, why did I accept that? And
Oh, that's the
feel
question every
like
time.
embarrassed and guilt and shame. And you might feel sad for your
Hmm.
younger self. I think that
Hmm.
comes up a lot,
Yep.
or angry, or both in the same
Yes.
afternoon.
Sure.
And you might miss people that you know were not good for you.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And then we do that thing, well, I'm better off, as if those two can't
Right.
coexist. Healing makes you see clearly, and clarity can sting.
Hmm.
So you can be proud of your growth
Yeah.
and grieve what it cost at
Yes.
the same time. But grief is a real part of healing. So if it's showing up for you,
Hmm.
it's because it's supposed to.
And there's so much knowledge on the other side of
Hmm.
that grieving process. So it's necessary. It's a necessary part of the therapy process.
Yeah, it's like Adele said,
Mhm.
hello from the other side. Because she done got to the other side and she said it nice here.
She did.
She did.
Hmm.
So, hello. Oh, from the other. Hey, girl. Throw me a rope. God damn it. Throw me a rope. Can I get to the other side? So, how do we know healing is working? I get that a lot from clients. It's
Yes.
like,
Yeah.
because in other things, there are like tangible metrics, right? So,
Right.
like, if I'm, I don't know, working out at the gym, there might be like numbers, like, okay, we're on the right track. And in
Right.
therapy, it's a lot more ambiguous. Like, it's
Yes, it
hard for me
is.
to like put my hands on it. And I think that is frustrating for clients. And I think it can
Sure.
be frustrating for therapists too. Like,
Yeah.
we objectively can kind of see, and I try to give that feedback to
Yes.
people. Do you see, old you would have done this, new
Mhm.
you did this?
Yeah.
I'll offer things like that because it's very clear to us. And so
Mhm.
sometimes it can be frustrating. Like, I wish you could see what I see.
That is probably the biggest thing is I love the question because it's so earnest, right? It's, am I making progress? Am I
Yeah,
getting better? But when I hear it 9 times out of 10, I always feel so sad that they don't see what I
I
see.
know.
Oh my God, you don't see what I like when we first met versus now, we can really see the progress you've made. We're not lying to you. There's a difference in the way that you're progressing now or reacting to stressors,
I
the sense of
know.
being able to feel it yourself.
So we're gonna help you out here. We're
Yeah.
gonna give you some signs that it is in fact working. So you start pausing before reacting. I love
Hmm.
when clients
Hmm.
are like, they said this, and then I stood there for a minute, and
Hmm.
then even if
Yep.
I end up doing the same thing, I still have that minute of like, wait a
Right.
minute, hold up.
You're like, I didn't say anything this
Yeah,
time.
yeah. You notice triggers instead of defending them. That one is so good.
Yeah.
And I love when clients are able to say, like, ooh, that one made me feel some kind of way. I
Hmm.
was triggered. You sit with discomfort instead of numbing it.
Mm.
And you talked about that before with the feelings
Yep.
of learning to just acknowledge them.
Yeah.
Like, that is enough.
They don't always have to be extinguished, and they can't always be extinguished. That's the
Often, yeah,
thing.
often they can't. This one
Yeah.
I personally like, and I think maybe I said it to you this morning. You let people misunderstand you. That one is hard for me. Let me tell you what.
That is hard for so many people, because that I think piggybacks to everybody has to like me.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yep.
if you resonate with that, you are not alone. There are
You are
so
not
many people,
alone. That one's hard for
because
me.
that's one of the things, well, I want them to like me, or I think this person doesn't like me, or I can't understand why this person at work doesn't like me. And when we kind of pare it back, well, maybe they just don't like you, and that's okay. And we'll move on from it. It's like, no, we cannot move on from that. Did you not
Yeah.
hear me? They don't like me.
So I've talked to clients about this in the last couple of weeks. I it's based on my own experience, but I think for me, the reason I would like double down and over explain
Hmm.
and like over word things is that I needed you to understand me because it was like love, acceptance, belonging, empathy, kindness. Imagine they're like locked in a treasure chest,
Hmm.
okay? And the only way I can access them, the key is understanding. So that's what my brain believed. And
Hmm.
so if I wanted those things, I had to double down and make every effort. And the only thing that was going to open that up was understanding.
Hmm.
And so that is what I believed. So I had to get you to understand. And so I put so much
Mm.
effort into understanding, realizing like, actually, no, understanding is not required
Mm-mm.
at all. Um, you can be clear in a conversation,
Mhm.
but actually it's like not really locked up at all. And you're like, oh my God, I was doing so much work.
Yeah.
But for me, I thought I had to like earn it and earn it through understanding.
Right.
Once someone understood, they were like, yeah, I understand where you're coming from. And I agree with you. I'd be like,
Yeah.
like that's what I thought. I thought it was black and white. Like
Yeah.
you had to
Yep.
understand me if I was going to get any of those things from you empathy and kindness and
Yeah.
validation. Um, and it's not.
It's not.
It's
It's not.
not, and when you recognize that, you could just say I think I said to you this
Mhm.
morning, I'm like, "Yo, it's great. If someone understand me, that like, that's
That's a
cool."
bonus.
That is, but it's no longer, the outcome that I am, like, driving towards.
Yes.
My outcome these days is, like, was I clear?
Mhm.
Did I say what I mean and not say it meanly? Did I say it
Mhm.
kindly? Did I communicate clearly?
Right.
That is really the goal.
Because at the end of the day, your job is not to have everybody agree with you or like you. Your job is to be true to what you're learning about yourself. And here's the
Yes.
reality. I don't like me sometimes either. I don't. I get on my own damn nerves sometimes. So I'm going to get on
Be
someone
nice to
else's.
her.
I let me even annoy myself at times. Like I don't understand some of my own decision making at times. Then someone else isn't going to understand it. Right. That
Correct.
makes sense. So if I make a decision and you don't like it, appreciate it, or get it, I can just look at you and be like, I get how you might not get it. Sometimes I don't get me,
Yeah.
but this one I do. So
Yep.
I feel good about this one,
Yep.
but I appreciate you have an opinion about it. That's
Yep.
okay. But you don't need to like me to
Oh,
justify
you
me.
nice. I appreciate your opinion. I'm like, keep your damn opinion to yourself. If I didn't ask you, I don't appreciate your
I
opinion.
don't want to
You
know.
know what? No, thank you. Another sign it's working is you stop chasing clarity from people that can't give it. And I think
Mhm.
that goes with the other one of like, it is not required that you actually understand me.
Right. That's still chasing the
Um,
same
and
thing.
we talked a lot about this in our closure episode is
Yeah,
like chasing clarity. Like I just need clarity. You
you
don't.
don't.
And does this and likely the person doesn't even have the capacity to give it. If
Mhm.
someone is
Yeah.
emotionally stunted and you're going to them like, I need clarity from you.
Mhm.
Like, yo, they don't even have clarity about themselves. Do you
Mhm.
think they have clarity about the situation? Because they don't.
Right.
And it doesn't mean your needs disappear. It just means like we're going to the wrong place to try to
Right.
get that need met.
Right.
So healing is not an aesthetic. There's dust everywhere and it's still just think about it's still under
Your
construction.
hair's all a mess.
Okay. So what's the tool? The tool is called the disruption check. So when things feel messy, you can ask, I love this one. What pattern did I just interrupt?
Mm.
Who benefited from the old version of me?
Hmm.
Right. And that's getting a sense of like when we said relationships get weird, like which ones are probably all of them on some level, but
Yeah.
there are some that might get feel weirder than
Yeah.
others. Right. And those are usually the ones where someone benefited more from the old version of you. This one I say to clients all the time, is this actually unsafe or is it just unfamiliar? Would old me have tolerated this?
That's a huge one. I think that's big because that goes into so many pieces of therapy because you're owning some things, you're looking back for patterns, and then you're really asking yourself the hard question of, was this something that I just tolerated and am I willing to keep tolerating something?
I saw some girl on Love is Blind. She stood up the guy at the altar and she gave him the what for. I'll tell you
Oh,
what, I think she
okay.
was looking for her 15 minutes, but that's neither here nor there.
Okay.
Girl,
All
you
right.
go get it. But she was sitting in the car afterwards and said, old me would have ignored the red flags. Old me would
Mm-hmm.
have found to make it work. And that is a disrupt. That's part of this tool is
Yeah.
like identifying, damn, old me would have been like, okay, let's go.
Mm-hmm.
Let's do
But
this.
new me is educated and we are making different decisions.
New me is like, not today,
Mm-hmm.
Satan.
That's right.
So sometimes what actually feels like chaos is actually you just no longer participating in
Yeah,
dysfunction. And like that's going to rattle some rooms.
it is.
It
I
is.
picture it in my head like the way I clean a house. The way I clean a room is I take everything down and it looks manic. It looks awful. I take like all the stuff off the shelves. I pick up everything off the floor, right? Because I'm cleaning all the things. And so if you walked in and you're like, you're cleaning because it looks like you just threw everything everywhere. But that mess, you have to look behind stuff. You have to get underneath stuff. You have to figure out what's behind things. And then you put it all back where you want it to be. And it looks nice and it looks better and it looks more structured and you feel safer. It's kind of for me the way
You
therapy
gotta
works.
listen, healing, you gotta Marie Kondo it, okay?
Seriously.
The little meme of her, I love
Yes.
mess. Okay. You
Yes.
gotta Marie Kondo it.
Yeah.
So in closing, we thought healing would be less messy, less emotional, less disruptive, less
Mm-hmm.
inconvenient. And turns out messy might just mean it's real.
Mm-hmm.
It feels louder than you expected. And you are probably not failing. You are probably breaking patterns. So we hope this helped you on your healing journey.
Which is a huge term these days. Like
I
healing
love a
journey is
healing
like
journey.
everything is in hashtag
Journey,
or quotes like healing
healing
journey.
journey. Yeah. Until next time, stay nearly normal.